Welcome to Off Air with Jason and Alicia. I'm Jason Hackett. I believe this is Alicia Lewis. Thank you for joining us for another episode. She told me before we came on, are you going to take that thing off the desk? No. This is how I hydrate.
Have we talked about this? Yes, we have.
Way too many times. It's the third host of the show at this point. You know what? I'm just going to leave him there.
Got a big personality.
He really does.
Say that.
What? Yeah,
she is. He talks now?
Yeah, she is, isn't she? That's what I thought too.
What is he saying about me?
Don't worry about it. Anyway.
I can't even focus.
I'll take it down.
Oh, yeah, one more sip. He never actually finishes it.
I do. Don't lie to the people.
No, he doesn't. I won't. Yeah, okay. Moving on.
Anyway, America lost last night. That sucked.
That did stink. You know what? It wasn't surprising, though. When I was watching, actually, after they scored a goal, and then, 60 seconds later, Belgium scored. And so I was like, ooh, and then we just didn't look good.
I think Belgium scored first, and then America
They scored first in America, and I was like, woo. And then 60 seconds after that,
they scored right away.
It was like, oops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoops.
It was tough. I was listening to a lot of podcasts and reading a lot of articles, and they're talking about how Belgium is not as young and not as fast as the American team. And I was getting hyped up. I'm like, you know what? We're going to do this, and we're going to go on, and we're going to face Spain in the next round, and who knows what happens there. And then if we survive that, we can face France and
we
Mbappe.
Had Flo back.
Yeah, and
the
Flo
president made that happen.
Yeah, it was good times were rolling. Here we go. And then just a bunch of fart noises. That's all that happened last night.
That's all as they're running.
Just fart noises up and down the field. It was disappointing.
No, it was so disappointing because I feel like and I don't know, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but it felt that America finally is like, this is the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Maybe because we were one of the host cities.
Yeah.
Or host countries. I just felt like so many people got behind it this year.
I think also because it was on at a decent time. I mean, we were able to watch these matches in prime time or in the middle of the afternoon, as opposed to 3 o'clock in the morning when it's overseas somewhere else. So I think it opened up that audience a little bit more, allowed more people to get into it. And this was U.S. soccer's opportunity to take the reins here and make a deep run and really, really get the country together.
Get people excited about football.
And people were for a few weeks. People were, because we missed the other football so much.
It'll Can't be wait here for before that season. We know it.
It's like 60-something days to the season.
In
Can't
fact,
wait.
You know that.
Yeah, I pray every day that it gets here quicker. But it's a missed opportunity. But I still do think people were getting into it. And hopefully you can see some of the growth in those soccer leagues, and hopefully more kids get into it and play.
And social media was fun to follow. Even if you weren't a fan of the World Cup happening, all the guests, people from different countries experiencing different states like Texas and Seattle and Miami. And all these really cool places, and trying our food. Ranch was like the hot hit of America.
Experiencing Buc-ee's for the first time or taking over a Walmart. Really cool things that people got to do.
And they had a good reaction to it.
Yeah.
You always kind of get afraid, what are people going to say? The media. But what's portrayed of us in other regions isn't always great. Yeah. They don't show the pretty spots. So it was nice that people got to see the good of America.
Who do we root for now?
France!
France!
Did you know I was going to do that?
I knew you were going to do it, because every time we reference France, we got to do that.
France!
If you haven't seen it, it's a Miss Universe pageant or Miss World pageant, and they're announcing all the contestants. All the contestants are saying where they're from, and it's like Norway and Israel and blah, blah, blah. And this one girl's like, France! And it's the best
The woman from France yelled, France! I mean, that is how you say it, France. France.
Of course.
It was a very France.
It was aggressive. I love Kylian Mbappe. I love Kylian Mbappe. So I will probably
Why? Because of his name? And how he looks.
Well, I didn't say all that, but now that you mention it.
But I'm pretty sure the background photo on your phone tells me otherwise.
Well, stop looking at my phone, you nosy person.
This
anyway,
is off air. I tell the truth.
Yeah, you do, and you just outed me on my Mbappe love.
You're not alone. Everyone's got Mbappe love.
Yeah. The guy from Norway, is it?
Oh, Holland?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? At first, we were like, who is this guy? He's funny on social media.
He is.
He's getting a following of people from all over the world, of people that really enjoy his play. He's so chill. And then he does a cool play and scores a goal.
And he's so chill when he's even scoring goals. There was a video of him just casually kind of walking down the field and just kind of not being engaged. And all of a sudden the ball kind of comes his way and he just knocks it in. I'm like, where did that come from? You were just walking down the field 1 second and now you're scoring goals?
Did you see the videos of him and Channing Tatum? All the lookalikes. He's the lookalikes of fandom.
Okay.
Channing Tatum dresses like him and has like the hair piece. It's pretty funny.
I've seen the Majin Buu comparisons. You don't watch Dragon Ball Z, but there have been comparisons to Majin Buu. There's a portion of the audience out there that knows what I'm talking about. You know who Majin Buu is. He looks exactly like Majin Buu. It's great. I'm falling for him as a player. He's great.
Yeah, remember he sleeps with his goals,
his
the balls. He calls them his girlfriend. So I think he's just got this funny sense of humor about him.
A little quirky.
I was reading about Norway because I'm like, wow, Norway is really good at winter sports. They dominate at the Olympics, and it's not as big as other countries. You know, like the pool of athletes, quote unquote, is bigger. So you'd think it would be better, essentially, but not in Norway's case. And I was reading this article as to like why is Norway so good at winter sports and soccer, like summer sports. They're just really good for being a smaller country, and they're still a big country, but smaller in comparison to the U.S.
Yeah.
But apparently, with like youth sports in Norway, they start them young, but it's more fun. The competitiveness isn't there until they get older and when they like it. So they create a more fun atmosphere for kids. Like they're not scorekeeping as much. They're just there to play and have fun.
Not scorekeeping? Can you imagine?
Right. Like winners and losers isn't really a thing.
Can you imagine? Because we live by the Ricky Bobby philosophy here in America. If you're not first, you're last. From Talladega Nights. Have you seen Talladega Nights?
I know the reference, but I've never seen it actually.
Okay.
I know.
Well, anyway, as the great Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. And that's kind of the way that a lot of Americans, when it comes to competitive sports,
well, and think when you're a kid, like kids drop out. I think the dropout rate of young kids in America is so high in terms of sports because it gets so competitive.
That was me. I did football for like all of 3 weeks.
And you're like, this is too competitive. It's not fun anymore.
The coach was yelling, and I had to do those. I think what really killed me, these the chop drills where you chop your feet, and then you get the
quick feet. What do you call them?
Chop your feet, fast feet.
Oh my God, you're wrecking equipment. Wow.
I had to demonstrate that.
Lydia's losing it over.
She's losing it in the
because you're gonna hurt yourself.
Ooh, I'm 38.
And my eyes.
I can't do that anymore. That hurt.
And that's why you were 3 weeks in football.
And I did that. I did that for 3 weeks, and I was done. I just couldn't. And the coach was yelling, and it was just.
You good?
I'm good. It was super competitive.
Wait, get out your big truck. You need a break.
This is why I bring this. This is exactly the purpose.
In case you do random quick feet in the middle of our podcast.
You never know. You never know what you're getting with off air. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. So Norway, they keep the fun in sports.
Yeah.
And so kids, like, I want to play again because that was so much fun. And then they get better and better. And then once they realize the game, they become elite. And that's why that's at least one article off of Instagram. So
a reputable source.
Very reputable source. But it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you remember when you were playing, and just, I'm assuming, as a super athlete, everything was very competitive.
It was, especially with older siblings.
Yeah.
That was what the edge that I wanted. I was like, I want to be better than them, or like be like them and do the sports they did. So yeah, it was competitive, and it's still fun though. Looking back, like I still enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was because it was a community thing. I had a group of friends that were part of it, and you create a sense of community. I don't know. I did learn I did not like, what is it? Not man on man.
One-on-one?
Like basketball and football. Contact sports. Sorry. This was like charades. 2 words. First word. Contact.
Punch. Hit. Boxing. Muhammad Ali. Did I get it? No.
Contact sports weren't my jam.
Okay.
Like basketball, like boxing up on people. Like it was not my...
Didn't you elbow somebody, or somebody elbowed you, or something
my
like that?
Own sister. Yeah. My older sister and I had to guard each other, and she's 2 years older. And she just like dominated me. Uh-huh. She was varsity, I was JV. We had to like practice on each other. And so I didn't love that because I was getting too competitive.
Yeah.
But then I went to volleyball, and that's not a contact sport.
There's no contact unless you're contacting your own
high five and your own teammate.
Yeah. But
so you learn what you like, which is good when you're younger as you grow up. But
How do you think you're going to deal with it when you're kids? Are you going to be like the mom that's cheering from the stands and getting angry? Or
Remy signed up for baseball and he's like digging in the dirt. And I'm like, come on, buddy, get up. Like, you got to pay attention. Come on. And then I'm like, it's happening to me already.
But at least you're being nice about it.
Well, and yes, some parents I could hear, they're like, come on. But he's bored in the outfield digging, like making a sandcastle.
Come on,
and
you idiot.
He's not even 5. And so I need to like let go and just let him dig in the dirt.
Right.
During baseball.
Because they'll have more fun that way.
Yes.
It's all about, like you mentioned, the Norway stuff. Like
I have to remind myself that.
If you associate these athletic feats with more fun and just like carefreeness, like it's as you grow up, you're going to love them more.
Exactly.
You're not going to see it as a chore or this burden or, oh my God, I have to perform, I have to compete, I have to live up to expectations.
Pay attention to this kid at bat who like, he's like, I don't even know this guy. Like, yes, I need to be better at that. But it's good. All parents should be aware of this. We all could just let them play. Let them have fun.
Yeah. Let the kids be kids.
Let the kids be kids. And they might grow up to play in the World Cup.
Well.
They're still in the back of my head. Do I have a superstar athlete? No, probably not.
Don't give them that hope. I mean, you never know. Your youngest one is a Haas. He's going to.
What does that mean?
He's a Haas.
I don't know what that means.
It's just a term that people use when it comes to describing like a strapping.
What did you say about my face? He's a big baby.
I've predicted he's going to be like a linebacker. He's going to be.
My whole family thinks they're like he eats more than all of us. Like, so he eats 2 eggs a morning at breakfast.
Is he Gaston? What is he?
Raw, just swallows them.
Just tossing them in the air. Another
flexing his baby biceps. No, it is wild how big this one is, but we'll see what they become. I just hope they're happy and know they're loved.
Yeah, you're not going to try to steer them in any direction. Or
no, and I think like my husband, because he was in sports and his dad played hockey. It was very much like you're going to be hockey. This is your route. Mm-hmm. And he did love it though, and that was their connectedness. Like they had that thing, that shared love.
Yeah.
So we just hope they're loved and enjoy whatever sport they choose. I do want them to be involved in some sort of sport or team aspect or Happy Magic Science Club,
Chemistry Magic Show Club.
But as long as they're part of something that's like an extracurricular is what I hope.
I hope that for my kid. I feel like, because I love sports so much, I feel like I'm going to be that dad, and I don't want to be that dad. It's
hard not to be.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel like I'm going to like, and I don't want them to play football, but I also kind of want them to play football because football is my favorite sport, and I've always wanted to be the quarterback. And I would love to raise a quarterback son.
Putting your dreams on them.
Yeah,
they
and
have
that's
dreams
wrong.
Of their own.
That's toxic and terrible, and I shouldn't do that. But also,
it's tough though.
I probably will do that.
Like I never was in dance, and I'm like, oh, I hope my boys don't want to do dance because I never was in dance. But if they want to do dance, they can do dance.
You gotta let them dance.
They will dance.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody. And now they're gonna dance, and it's fine, and I'll love them. And we're out of time.